Good evening, everyone, and welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, the one and only, your YouTube messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated, backyard superstar Tim Vicious. I'm talking about with Raw. It's the go-home show for Battleground. Like I said, disclosure, I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch Battleground live, but I will be watching it. Hopefully I will be able to, provided my work schedule is good. If not, sorry folks. But either way, moving on, talking about with the go-home show, I gotta tell you, there was not really a lot going on for the go-home show that had me thinking, you know, if I didn't have the network, I would want to buy it so that way I can get the pay-per-view. Or just call up or call cable or something to say I want to order this pay-per-view. There was nothing that went on that show that night, which is a damn shame because, like I've always said, go-homes and the post-show and the post-pay-per-view Raws, always the most important because you need to hype up what's going on with it. On with the show though. Raw started out with Cuck Cena. Rise Above Cena. I'm gonna get this thing taken care of eventually. John Cena. Woo, yay. Right? He came out with the champ is here thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all well and good, Johnny boy. Whatever. Honestly, thing that wound up really hitting me with it was, with his little promo was, he said this Sunday he's walking in there into the Fatal 4-Way as pay-per-view champ. And he may not walk out, which pretty much a tell saying that he's definitely gonna walk out as the champion because he's gonna defy the odds and get the win. Which, yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit because, I don't know, me, as far as what Fatal 4-Ways go, I still stand by the argument Fatal 4-Ways should be elimination matches, not just first to a fall, you know? Especially because, you know, you can wind up, because if you do it right, you can have Cena be the first or second guy pinned, so that way they can hype that no matter who wins this match, we're guaranteed a new champion. But, you know, that's just me though. Yeah, next thing you know, Reigns came down from the aisles, and them two were button heads trying to do the who's got the bigger dick kind of promo. And then Ambrose wound up coming up on the Tron. Hey, kids! Get the ADD under control. I'm right here, basically. And wound up doing his thing saying, you know, you two got your problems, okay, but we all got our own thing tonight, and it, you know, talking about on how they're going to wind up beating down how they're going to beat down Rollins, Kane, and Orton. And then next thing you know, you just see Kane come up from this shoulder, and Rollins on this shoulder, and then you just see Ambrose get a beatdown put on him, and it was a good one, you know? It was a good one. It was really nice. I mean, I was a little surprised they didn't bother to show John or Roman going back to help him, especially considering, you know, still fresh off of the Shield breakup, so, you know, you could still wind up doing the whole Roman's looking to help one of his former brothers in arms kind of thing. But it's either way, you know, next thing you know, after after Ambrose gets choke slammed, he's just like, hey, is that all you got? Which, absolutely love that, because that's just really great right there, you know. Have him be like that kind of guy that's in the middle of getting his ass kicked and just look and say, so I'm guessing by those punches you work at Gap, huh? And then get hit even harder and then just say, I'm wrong. It's Baby Gap you work at. You know, something like that. It winds up, it's like I said before, it's the little things that build character. That's what it is, more than anything. But after he said that, Seth climbed up onto a stand and then curb stomped him. Gave him the blackout, and then they just walked, and then after that, that was done. And on with the first match of the night. It was Sheamus versus Miz. Again, I'm really not seeing the whole hype behind Sheamus, you know, possibly unifying the title. I mean, it really don't make sense. They tried doing it before, and they wound up reinstating the IC title in I don't even remember the year, to be honest. That's on, but either way, they had it. It's confusing on that part, but came out going against the Miz. Miz talking about on how his face is the moneymaker, which all I could think is, moneymaker really code for penis? Because I'm pretty sure I've heard a few girls say something in regards to along those lines. Either way, moving on, he wound up coming out. Really like the whole, he's hyping up that he's an actor, even though it's only a straight-to-DVD kind of job he's doing, you know? It makes him look like he's really like thinking that, okay, yeah, even this B movie is gonna wind up getting me all over Hollywood, you know. It's that's the kind of good character development that I'd like to see, that I like to see him as a lot more, you know. But as far as with the match itself, not really that impressed. I mean, there's nothing really big, nothing fancy. I mean, I flipped out when Miz went to go do the figure four, because all I thought was, oh God, no. Every time Miz does the figure four, God kills a kitten. Somebody please think of the kittens! And thankfully it got countered. Miz wound up getting the win, though. It was a quick roll-up, 1, 2, 3. They say it was an upset, but really, is it an upset that a former WrestleMania main eventer and WWE champion pinned a other former WWE champion as well as a world heavyweight champion? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Either way, next matchup, it was Dolph Ziggler versus Fan Single now? Fan Chippendale Dancer? Or something along those lines. Yeah, it was, again, with the match, wasn't that good, but it wasn't that great. I mean, it was just kind of eh. The end wound up coming to be when Summer and Layla came out of nowhere and started dancing on top of the announce table, which I'm pretty sure Jerry Lawler was fighting the urge to just pull out a roll of dollars and just be like, okay, there you go, girls. It's just like any other Tuesday night for me. You know? You know, they got distracted. Next thing, Ziggler wound up getting a win. That was the shock. And at the end, both girls wound up coming into the ring. Ziggler had one around each arm, and every man that was watching Raw that night was just like, you lucky son of a bitch. And every woman that was watching Raw that night was probably thinking, you two tramps, get your hands off of that man. And which case, pretty sure that's on how it really went, you know? But either way, Dolph Ziggler now has a story for Penthouse Forum, and Fandango has a loss on his record. So, moving on to the next match. Del Rio versus Van Dam. Because, you know, this has never been done before, right? Yeah, it's the only thing that was actually kind of neat in that match was the way Del Rio wound up using the curtain on the ring apron to, you know, like he did last week, which, you know, again, like I said, you don't really see that much often then. But it was good to see, and the way Van Dam fell and took that bump, he legitimately really looked hurt for a second, because I was like, holy shit, and popped up for a minute and looked. But, yeah, other than that, the match itself, I could have gone with it without. Like I said, this Raw, it wasn't really all that good. I'll get to the 2 high points in the show in a little bit. But in the end, Del Rio wound up getting the win. Yep. And, yeah. Next up, it was an ST Divas match. Oh, joy. The Bella that didn't get fired versus Alicia and Cameron. Which case, I'm pretty sure now they're gonna start their own. I'm pretty sure people are gonna start making a whole bunch of jokes about the 2 black girls forming together to make a tag team, and they could be like the sisters or whatever. You know, the jokes are just endless there, people. I'm pretty sure you get enough crazy, stupid people together to stereotype this tag team, they will in no time. You know, you can call them the crazy bitches or something. But either way, it's an ST Diva match. Do I really need to say anything on it? Honestly, because, yeah, Alicia and Cameron wound up getting the win. Ooh, big shock. Yeah. Next matchup, it was Big E versus Cesaro. Big shocker on that part was the fact that Cesaro didn't have Heyman with him, which, you know, everyone was pulling out on Twitter. Where's Heyman? Where's Paulie at? You know, something along those lines. And I even thought that. And, you know, thinking about it, you know, it's more than likely what they're doing. They have him pulling away from Cesaro just for the time being, so that way they can build up that he's with Brock. You know? Because they don't want to do like, they're probably not looking to like do like what they did before with Brock and Axel and Heyman. You know, lest we get 5 million fanboys thinking, oh, they're going to start the Dangerous Alliance again. You know? Even though that would be cool if they did. But either way, Cesaro was phenomenal in the match. Big E was good too. It's just the match itself. I didn't like on how the ending came. That's why I thought the match was good. It's just it could have been so much better, especially given the ending, because, you know, Cesaro went out from under the ring, grabbed a chair, threw a chair at Kofi, who was ringside with Big E, and then had another chair, was in the ring, had it up, getting ready to swing at Big E when Kofi took it off him. Cesaro turned around, argued with Kofi for a minute. Next thing you know, Big E picked him up, wham, hit him with the big ending, got the 1, 2, 3, and yeah. I'm not a big fan of on how they did that for the ending, but next matchup, another ST Divas match. It was AJ versus Ava's Got Herpes. And yeah, I'm pretty sure seeing a planet explode was more fun. 'Cause in all honesty, that's the equivalent of seeing them two wrestle, but seeing somebody along the lines of like Chris Jericho's level of wrestling going up against a backyard guy like me. And yeah, AJ obviously got the win, but the thing that really got me, and I was just face palming the whole time when she did it, was AJ sat on the table, took JBL's headset and was like, "Oh, hi Paige. Oh, hi AJ." And them two were talking. Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. Oh, I just watched your match. You did really good. Oh, thanks. I really like your hair. Oh, thanks. I was gonna say the same to you. Well, okay, bye. Really? I mean, you got two women on the roster who actually wanted to be wrestlers, chit-chatting like they're two 14-year-olds in grade school. I mean, come on now! Seriously, what the fuck kind of shit is this? I mean, if I wanted to see women being treated like they're idiotic toys instead of idiotic wrestlers, I would be watching Impact more. You know, because according to TNA Impact, nothing says you're a strong, independent woman like choosing to stand in a cage while a match is going on. And if you don't understand that you need to go and look up Ollie Benz and Masked Mark's TNA turnaround. It was the one episode we talked about it. And Mark, you're still a piece of shit, by the way. Yeah. Next up, probably one of the funniest. The only thing that was the one saving grace on the show, as far as with matches. The only other two good parts were promos. But Bo Dallas versus Khali. Just because of the fact of, like I said, Bo has got that gimmick that I just cannot like for the life of me. And the character, it's just constantly driving me nuts. Like, man, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And every time I keep thinking that, I'm just like, motherfucker, he's doing his job. That's exactly what I want. And I'm a little old-fashioned, you know. Bad guy, the heels are supposed to be disliked. The baby faces are supposed to be liked. Baby faces are not supposed to do things like, you know, make fun of their bosses or steal a car and take a shit in it and things like that. But, you know, but apparently it's cool for everyone to like the bad guys, especially, you know, if they're just like, oh yeah. You know, they do like the kind of shit Ziggler was doing when he was a heel. And yet everyone loved him. You know? But either way, what was funny about it was Khali got in the ring, next thing you know, just wham, wham, wham. 3 open slaps to the chest on Bo. Next you know, Bo's outside. Bo, quick shot to the leg, takes Khali down, gets on the apron, does the acid drop on him, while the ref's all still counting, mind you, which is rare because how often do we ever see a ref do the 10 count on the show? Oh, excuse me. And Bo winds up rolling back in the ring and he looks at the ref. He's like, come on, keep counting, keep counting, keep counting. And wins, and now he's 15 in Bo. And I can't help but laugh on this because, you know, just wait until he hits 21 in Bo. So that way then you could have him and Lesnar. So that way Heyman can say he's the one behind 21-1 Bo. And that'll be hilarious, or something along those lines. Seriously. You know, I would die laughing on that. But afterwards, Bo, he started doing his little yay thing and then ran around for a second, grabbed the stick, went over to Khali. Hey, big guy. It's okay. And then got hit and got knocked down. It was great. I love that. Now, before I go and talk about the main event for the night, talk about the two good parts of the show, which were the promos. One was Dean's, which I already discussed. I don't know why I said there was 2 that I was going to talk about. Either way, don't mind me. I'm only running on 2 cups of coffee for the day, so, you know, yeah, deal with it. The second part was the whole Swagger, Rusev, detente thing. Because, yeah, aside from the obvious of Lana, you know, in which case, when she was standing at the podium, the whole time talking Russian, all I could think is, you know what, I even said on the show I could watch her read a phone book with no problem, and she's talking to a dude in Russian, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I got no problem with this. So, she proved me right on that part, but aside from that, you know, the way they worked it was what really got me, you know, because, yeah, her getting pissed off, yelling shut up at the crowd, you know, bad-mouthing the country, praising Putin, all of that stuff, and then you get Coulter getting on there saying, now listen, Missy, I don't know about you, but we got this thing here where this fella, we elect this fella every 4 to 8 years, the President of the United States, and whether you like the man or not, we respect the job. And it was just wow, because, you know, for the longest time it was very, very much so, very heel-ish in his way of doing it, and now he's bringing it up in like, oh hey, being in the U.S. is cool now. Instead of talking about like, on how all these illegals are sneaking across our borders, and people are doing stuff on our tax dollars and all that kind of shit. And I thought it was great. I thought it was great, especially at the end when Swagger and Rusev were brawling. You know, right out of nowhere, Rusev went to go for his kick. Swagger caught it, put in the ankle lock, had Rusev was crawling to the ropes and pulled himself out using the ropes. It worked good. Now, I'm hoping that they have a really good match because, you know, Swagger's getting a legit face turn, and, you know, hopefully this will be something good for him on that part. Because, like I said, the kid's got everything he needs to get to the top except the one thing. He just needs some charisma. You know, he's got the look, he's got the build, he's got the skills. He just needs charisma. You know? But, yeah, now on with the main event. It was a 3-on-2 handicap match. Rollins, Randy, and Kane versus Cena and Reigns. And, yeah, it was what you would expect for that match. You know, there wasn't really not much to talk about on there. It was just, seriously, you should have let Ambrose be in there, you know, just for it. That way you could do the match. Have him be the one piece that threw everyone off to no end. Big part on that really got me. No real news has been broken on this yet or not, but when Seth wound up getting a clothesline over the rope, he wound up grabbing his knee. Real bad. And you could even see the doctor ran right across outside the ring and was going to check on him. I don't know if Seth got hurt or not, but I really hope he didn't, because that would just be really bad timing on it for him. And yeah, the fella really, I really hope he didn't. You know? But the match ended in like a flim-flam, because just as John was about to get the pin, next thing you know, Kane came in, started beating on him, then next thing you know, or not John getting the pin, Roman getting the pin, Kane started beating on him, then Randy, and then them two were beating on him, and yeah. And then John came for the save, and all this, that, and the other, ooh, yay. And then end the first sequence and fade to black. Yeah. Very horrible go-home show. I give it a 4.5. I give it a 4.5 out of 10. That's it. You know, either way, that's it for this week's show. So, like all normal, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch all the other episodes. Look for me on Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure y'all also look for my backup account, Tim_Vicious. Also, make sure y'all follow all these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. Vicky Earls, Vicky, she's got her own YouTube channel. Make sure y'all check them out. I am Danny Sunday, Monkey Morris, Axel Mulligan. Make sure y'all also check out Axel's analysis. I ain't never got the time to go and watch NXT. I'm constantly busy running around like a damn chicken without my head. You know, thankfully he does reviews on NXT. Think of it like this show, but a lot better. You know, Sunday Segue, I will be on there this Sunday, July 20th. Ollie, get your ass ready, boy. We got to do that, beat the clock. Sinfully Sabrina, Cranky Grandpa, Legion Lady Aaron, Alva Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. Make sure you also check out Ollie Ben and Mask Mark's TNA Turnaround. Also, Bronx Bitch number 4 ever, who is my client. And may I add also, despite all those rumors of Sting appearing, he did not, because my client will be the new Raw General Manager. And, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.